I had fun playing the original Pokemon Stadium, or at least as much as you can. It's very much designed to work in conjunction with the Game Boy, and without that option, it is somewhat limited in what you can do. Someday I would like to actually play this with a Game Boy on the original hardware and all that, but for now, we're to give this game a good go, tick another one off my list. So here we are, and let's go. Pokemon Stadium 2, perhaps shouldn't surprise you, is the direct sequel to Pokemon Stadium 1, released in 2000 or 2001 if you live in a country that isn't Japan, and gives us the second generation of Pokemon to play with rather than just the first. As I said before, the functionality of this game is somewhat limited without the transfer pack, something the game was criticised for at the time, but even more now. There is no reason Game Boy couldn't release the original Game Boy and Game Boy Color Pokemon games onto the Switch and Switch 2, and allow us to make those work with this, and they should. That means that winning at this game is somewhat challenging, if not close to, or maybe even entirely impossible, and so we're not even going to attempt to do that today. What we're going to do is what we did with the first game, just have a bit of fun. As you can see, there's already bits we can't access because of the lack of packs, so we'll focus on what we can, which starts with the Pokemon Academy. The Pokemon Academy serves as something of a tutorial, teaching you everything you need to know about the game. However, I feel like this is somewhat redundant because this game is for the more serious fans and not the casual ones, so they will know how to play. Also, it's long. It's longer than it should be. I ended up spending more time here than on some of the cuts. Once I finished with the lessons, I passed the test and I even did a battle. I wasn't going to do any more, so I gave up on that and I went to the stadium. We have a choice of 3 cups. And I started with the Little Cup, which focuses on weaker and smaller Pokemon. Having to rely on the rental ones meant I was never going to have much chance of winning, which is good because it meant I wasn't disappointed. Next up was the Poké Cup, which is more powerful Pokemon, and I will admit I had some fun with this. These days the idea of fights with 3D Pokemon didn't exactly feel original or new or different. At the time it was a big appeal of the game, and I'll admit for the era they looked pretty good. Oh, as for the Cup, yeah, I lost it. But that's okay, I expected to lose that. I also expected to lose the Prime Cup, although I felt like I had the best chance here because everything is level 100, so they can't be a higher level than me. I still lost though. The final bit of fighting is the Gym Leader Castle, where I can fight all the gym leaders. I knew I wouldn't be able to get far, but I hoped I might get the first gym badge. I didn't. That meant the last thing to do that I can do in this was the mini-games. These were fun. I enjoyed these in the previous game, I enjoy them now too, but we don't really need to go. These are just party games, they're not much different from what you find in Mario Party. So instead I will take the opportunity to talk to you about the game. Like the original Pokemon Stadium, it's fun to play it now and I did enjoy it, but it would have been so much better if I could have played it back then with the transfer pack and the cartridges and the Pokemon from the game. But instead I'm playing it here on the Nintendo Switch. So my conclusion for playing it like this is, if you're a big Pokemon fan, sure. It's kind of nice to play this because I couldn't then, but in its current state, it's not really long-term playable. It's worth checking out a bit of a laugh and a bit of fun, but if you seriously want to win, I'm sure it's possible, but you're going to be a while. But I had fun and I enjoyed it, and that was the goal, and we've actually now played all of the Stadium games because there were only ever 2. Coliseum is going to come eventually, but that's a very different kind of game. It won't be the next Pokemon game though, because we still have one more N64 game and then one more Game Boy Color game to do. We're not actually done with those platforms yet, although we're close. Neither of those will be the next video though, because the next one will be a Star Wars game that I've never played. I know, crazy right? A Star Wars game that I've never played? But it's true, there's actually a few of them and we'll be beating one of them next time. So I'll see you then.